On Saturday, the 26th of July, there was a protest scheduled in Bowthorpe at the Brook Hotel, which has been housing migrants since around 2023. It is an all-male asylum seeker hotel, and people were going to gather there to relay their concerns to anyone who would listen, all of the media, the Home Office even, if possible. This was being organised by Glenn Saffer and James Harvey. Those were the two main organisers. I had a little bit of a hand in the background, but those were the two main organisers of the event. We had a speaker list, which was on James's phone, and we had a stage, we had a PA system. Everything was going to go smoothly. But then the morning rolled round. At 8 o'clock in the morning, we had a knock on our door, and it was Norfolk Police. There was 4 officers, 2 came out of a police van, 2 came out of a police car. They were putting on blue gloves, so we were already knowing that they were going to arrest someone. They come to the door and ask for James. I get James. He wasn't even dressed yet because it's so early in the morning and we were up all night planning the day.
It's been alleged that on the 21st of July you've been at the Park Hotel in Diss and you've referred to people as foreign filth. And you've also put people in fear of violence, alright? So that's the reason.
Oh, come on,
you're
guys.
under call.
Do you not think they put us in fear of violence?
They arrest him for racial aggravation after saying apparently foreign filth and also causing alarm and distress. So racial aggravation and a fray. And this was reported by some of the families at the Park Hotel on last Monday, so a week ago. Last week at the Park Hotel in Diss, there was a protest organised by locals because it was stated in the EDP that the Home Office was changing the Park Hotel, which has been housing families since 2023, into an all-male asylum seeker hotel. And locals were not okay with this. Locals feared for the safety of their children. It's only a couple of minutes away from the park. They were worried about what this would do to the community. The families have integrated well, and it would have stirred up so many tensions in the area, as we saw from the protest. They took James away and then went and searched the house. They came with his warrant. It was not signed, and they searched the house under Section 32. Though they didn't need a signed warrant because James, they suspected, had access to the house and or lived here, which they did think he lived here, which we'll get onto in a second. Oh, 4 officers in my room. All I want to do is get dressed. Yeah, please do, and hurry up, because I want to get dressed and I want to get ready for the day. You've been in there for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm nearly finished and then we'll be out in there.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my house as quick as you can, please.
Yes, please.
They spent about 40 minutes in my room, my bedroom. They didn't check really anywhere else in the house apart from downstairs. They confiscated 3 things that were actually my equipment. They confiscated DJI microphones, a 20-year-old HP laptop, and a hard drive, a Seagate hard drive, which has all of my work stuff on it. After the search was over, they gave us a copy, gave us the search warrant, and they were on their way. They did come back later, but that was only to get a phone number off of us for one of James's contacts for his 1 custody phone call. So now, one of the organisers have been arrested. We later found out that a whistleblower from the Brook Hotel, Luke Sharman, also was arrested for the same charges. So now the duty was put on to me as the girlfriend to lead the event. We headed over to the Brook Hotel and arrived at about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and we started preparing all of the stage, the speaker, the banners. And the night before, on the Friday, veterans actually started camping out for the weekend to protest their concerns of the migrants and how the migrants are being put in front of them for everything rather than us prioritising those who fought for our country. I did a video on this, you can find this on the channel, it's only a few videos away, but I will link it as a card. After all the stage was all set up, we began just waiting for people to crowd round, and what a day it was. People began gathering, and reports differ on how many the numbers are. People were saying a couple hundred, some people were saying over 1,000. Some people even said 1,500, but I'll let you guys see the footage and you can make your mind up there. There were also around 120 counter-protesters to this protest. We outnumbered them, but whatever you want to call them, stand up to racism, Antifa, terrorist supporting, paedophile protecting activists. It's no matter what you want to call them. I know we all have different names. But they were easily outnumbered. They did try and come down to where we were, right outside the Brook Hotel, but that didn't really work very well for them, and we stopped that from happening. The police also let them come to our side. There was about 3 to 5 of them, and there was a couple walking around. This is something that was supposed to be prevented from the police, and they assured us that they prevent it. However, this was shortly dealt with as soon as it was recognised. 2 sex offenders have resided from the Brook Hotel at this point, at the present. There could be more that come out. I've heard arrests have been made regarding sex offenders. This has come from one of the victims themselves. But at the moment, as it stands, 2 have officially been jailed for sex offences. Dan Tesfalil was jailed for 8 years and 3 months for raping a girl in a car park, and Rashid Al-Wali was jailed for 20 months for sexually communicating with a 14-year-old boy. Wali is probably not going to get deported because in Yemen it is illegal to be homosexual. But what happened to paedophilia and sex offences being a crime in this country? The protest hosted what appeared to be mostly locals. I'd probably say about 90% personally for me. I'd probably say 90% were locals. And the energy was just absolutely incredible. Everyone was passionate and everyone found their voice. After the protest, myself and a few other people, including Ezra Levant from Rebel News, we went down to Wyndham Police Station where Luke and James were being held. Now, they didn't come out, they refused to tell me anything for GDPR laws, which we'll get into that in a little while. But later on, I did call. I think I called around 9 o'clock roughly, maybe 9:10, and I managed to get through to James and speak to him a little bit. I actually spoke to him for about 20 minutes about his situation, what he's been doing to pass the time, and also whether he's heard any news about when he's going to get out. James was let out at about 10:15 at night. He was held for 14 hours. Luke was held for 15 hours. The next day, Norfolk Police put out my address. We had already told them that James doesn't live with us. We've told them many times, and his actual address, his registered address, is on the paperwork. Like, there's no reason why they should have put our address out, but they did. We have appealed for this, and we have now heard that it's going to be changed, and we are also working back to get my work stuff back because I physically, there's so much work I can't do without all of the assets on those hard drives that they took. For everyone who's interested, the next protest is Abolish Asylum Day. This will be on the 8th of August at 6 p.m. I'll put on my community posts the poster for it. There are a couple hotels around the UK that are being hosted in this. For the Brook Hotel, this will again be 8th of August, 6 p.m. at the Brook Hotel. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it's been a bit choppy, it's been a little silly, but I didn't manage to get much footage because I was on the stage. I couldn't physically get most of the footage, especially not the footage that I wanted. I was going to get interviews, I was going to get the left, I was going to get the whole group and crowd gathering together, but due to the circumstances that just wasn't available for me to do, and I do apologise. If you want to see any releases of videos about 24 to 48 hours, you are more than welcome to join my membership. It is the Kestrel tier, I think, or Kingfisher tier, I've forgotten. If you don't know me, I'm an absolute bird nerd. I love birds. I do bird photography in my spare time. I have a wildlife account of just over 100,000 followers. So I love birds. Anything that is going to be a subscription wise, of course, I'm going to do it as birds. And if you'd like to support my work, you can also send me a super thanks, or you can donate. I'll put the link up just now. And if you would like to donate to James's legal fees, you can head over to freejamesharvey.com. This is hosted by Vox Populi, a media company that James works for and I sometimes work for as well. Once again, I really thank you for watching this video. I post more on X, JournoJoneso5. If you would like to see more of me and more recent and regular updates, then you can head over there. I hope you all have a fabulous week. Stay tuned because there will be more live streams and more videos coming out just around the week. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.